Good morning. It's Thursday, December 5th. Thanks so much for joining us for this edition of Up to the Minute. I'm Sade Campbell. I serve as the Enrollment Communications Manager, Communications and Social Media Manager here at HCC. Pleased to be joined by my co-host, Ms. Linda Davis, who serves as the Office Manager for College Operations. Good morning, Linda.
Hello, Sade. I'm so glad to be back in the hopper. I think this is our last show for the year live.
It is because we will be prepping for graduation and celebrating our graduates next week. So yes, this is our last time together in 2024.
So that makes me happy, sad. Sad we won't be here, but happy for our students. Congratulations. Yeah.
Yes, congratulations are in order. And we always live stream our graduation as well for those who are wondering if you can't make it and you want to see it. But for those who want to make sure they don't miss an episode of Up to the Minute, how can they catch it, Linda?
We are live on Houston Community College's district Facebook page, not HCC, and YouTube. We're also on X, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV at noon, 5 and 10, Monday through Friday.
All right, thanks for that. Well, today is Thursday Family Fun Day, and we have some folks who'll let you pick your own greens. And I'm fresh off of some greens for Thanksgiving, so it's top of the mind. Welcome into the show, Courtney Grigsby, who is the Fort Bend County Farms and Garden Program Manager for Parks and Recreation. Welcome to the show, Courtney. She may be getting on, but you and Linda, Courtney and Linda are going to have a great interview in just a second. We're going to kick things off. We have a special student success story from our HCC VAST Academy and a student who is ready for the Broadway lights. I want to welcome to the show Abby Yadan, who is a HCC VAST Academy student from the TUTS cast of Frozen and much more. And also Dina Webster, who's the HCC VAST Academy program manager. Good morning, Dina.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Welcome to Up to the Minute. We can't wait to hear all about what Abby is doing with lots of musicals, but we want to make sure people know just how great and what the VAST Academy is doing. So for those who don't know, what is VAST Academy?
Wonderful. Thank you for asking and thank you for having us on the show. So VAST is a 2-year post-secondary program for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities, ages 18 to 25, and no longer attending high school. Students must be able to function independently on their own, which Abby definitely was able to do, is able to do. We describe VAST as a bridge program and a learning opportunity for the students in their transition from high school to steps beyond as they're figuring out their future path. The future path could be 2-year college, 4-year university, and the workforce. We teach executive functioning skills necessary for them to succeed and thrive to achieve their future goals.
Yeah, VAST Academy is something that's really special and what people may not know, uh, a beacon in the country because there are not that many programs. Now, the last I knew, we were like 1 or 2. Has that changed?
Actually, there are just a few other programs, but we are the pilot program. It's 34 years back way back then. So yeah. Way
Yes.
back before my time. Sue Maraska actually has helped us to develop this program. So we're very pleased to have.
Yes, we were one of the first. So you
Yep.
teach 2 classes, I believe, and Abby's in both of them.
That is correct. I have the opportunity to teach Abby enhanced communication skills for the workplace and professionalism in the workplace. And Abby has done exceedingly well in her classes, and she's just a role model to her peers. She demonstrates self-confidence and drive in all she accomplishes. Her extensive theater background has played a huge role in the self-confidence that she exhibits in class from day to day. So very proud to have Abby on our team and our family and VAST Academy.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we have to bring you into the conversation, Abby. We can't
Yes.
just keep talking about all the great things that you are doing. Good morning, Abby.
Morning.
So happy to have you here. And I understand this is your 10th TUTS production. What shows have you been in?
I've been in musical, Beauty and the Beast, Sleeping Beauty with Tonight, Mary Poppins, Elf, and Cinderella, and The Little Mermaid, which sadly was closed because of COVID.
So you've acted in all of the classics that I
Yeah.
grew up with.
And now I'm in Frozen.
That is fun, and that's a classic for this generation. I mean, listen, I just went to Disney on Ice with my niece and saw Frozen. It's been adapted so many times, and I'm sure you're great in it. But you are a veteran in this theater game. So, how did you become interested in theater?
Got that from my mom. I actually got it from her dreams. She used to act when she was younger, so I got it from her.
Oh, okay. So you got it honestly, but you've been developing your craft this whole time. Your mom planted that
Yeah.
seed, but you've been working on it.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite? Oh, go ahead.
And I've been at the river. I've been doing painting, art, acting, music, and dancing.
Yet, and what are some of your favorite roles? Because you've been in a lot of productions.
My favorite role has to be town people.
Okay, say that again. I'm sorry.
Town people.
Oh, okay. So
Ensemble.
what did you like most about that production?
I love it there. I like performing with my peers, peer on peer learning. And yeah.
That's phenomenal. And I think you doing this so long, it's my assumption that when you go into these productions, you go into these sets, a lot of people are looking up to you and you're leading the way and helping people start their journey.
And my dream has to be going on Broadway.
Ooh. I think you're gonna get there, Abby. I really, really do. So your dream is on Broadway, but I'm sure on your journey you have met some famous people.
Yes, I have. I have friends at the river who does productions with me at the Harbor Center.
Wow. And Houston.
I also sing with Adina Marcel.
That is phenomenal. And so what would you say your favorite type of music is?
Let It Go, Frozen.
Oh, that's your favorite song?
Yeah.
that is a classic. And so I want to go back to well, let me ask you this, Abby. How did VAST Academy help you grow in your work in theater?
Confidence. PowerPoint presentations.
Those are good skills to have. And you'd be surprised, a lot of people that have been in the workforce a long time still struggle with the confidence in the presentation. So VAST Academy is really preparing you for your goals for Broadway.
When I was in high school, I learned PowerPoint back in my day with my teacher, with Miss Wells.
Yeah, and you grew in that skill set in VAST Academy. So I want to bring Abby. I'm sorry. I want to bring Dina back into the conversation. Dina, tell me about tell me how it's been working in VAST and teaching Abby.
Oh, having Abby, like I said, she's a role model to the students because she came already having this confidence in herself. And not only for us as instructors, it's so rewarding for the students to see as well. During classes, she presents herself with utmost, professionalism, and her information she presents systematically, and it opens up discussion, which allows for students to discuss what she's speaking about, and they bring in their experiences, and she is able to talk with them. Information is relatable. It's amazing to hear all of the experiences that she comes up with. She's extremely important to have in our classes.
And she talked about learning PowerPoint, and how has you say that her theater experiences helped her in class? How did you see that show up?
Oh my goodness. She's always raising her hand to look to present information in her classes. She's very comfortable with being in front of others. Abby takes challenges with stride. She has the proper supportive measures to help her gain the confidence to be successful and in the workforce and in life. And she comes from a long line of individuals that have had that. Her grandfather was a well-known Broadway producer, so she's got that in her bloodline, and I'm going to see her move far. I'm so excited for Abby.
Yes, we are all excited for Abby at HCC. Abby, listen, come back on the show. Come back to the small time HCCTV once you make it to Broadway. Okay. All right, I want to thank Abby Yadan, who is a HCC VAST Academy student and a member of the TUTS cast of Frozen, and Dina Webster, who's the HCC VAST Academy program manager. We'll have information posted after the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
At Houston, with our Thursday Family Fun Day guests.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Well, we're back, and what a heartwarming story with Abby and the VAST Academy. But we're back with Courtney Grigsby, our Family Fun Day guest, who's the Fort Bend County Farms and Garden Program Manager for the Parks and Recreation Department, and he's going to teach us how to warm our bellies. So welcome back, Courtney.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Linda.
Well, we want to talk to you a little bit about what Fort Bend County is doing. It's kicked off for the harvest season with the weekly You Pick program and at Bates Allen Park. Briefly tell us about that.
Yeah, so down in Killington, we have our community garden, which, started a couple of years ago. And so, sorry, my doggers are going crazy, but just the week before Thanksgiving, we kicked off our weekly You Pick program, which was a great success. It gave us the opportunity to engage with community members. They got to pick a, good, batch of greens. And so it was a really good event. I think, we had about 30 community members to come out and congregate. And then we got to follow with them again that following Tuesday and actually engage with some more of the, community members before their big Thanksgiving dinner and lunch down in Killington. So it was a really, really good event.
Well, tell us about the collaboration with Lucille's 1913.
Yeah, so Lucille's 1913 is a nonprofit who really runs the farm operation down in Killington and throughout the county. I am, I'm an employee of the county who helps sort of liaise and offer accountability for the nonprofit and able to, engage with the community and make sure things are sort of operating smoothly. But Lucille's, 1913 has a, memorandum of understanding with the county to utilize our, anything from park spaces, open lots that the county may own to actually cultivate and grow nutritious crops. And kind of the focus has been is to eradicate food deserts. And that's why Killington is sort of the first location. And so what we're building right now is sort of a model that we can replicate throughout Fort Bend, focus on those areas that have, there are food deserts, right? So Killington don't have the nearest grocery store is about 15 to 20 minutes away. So sorry if my.
That's okay. So what I understand is this all started to combat food insecurities and waste while creating sustainability for community development, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah. So, we want to make sure we're being sustainable for the long term, but then also really just make sure we're being, good stewards of our land, our environment. So one of the programs that we're going to be kicking off here soon in conjunction with Lucille's 1913 is a composting program. We've engaged the community and collected their input. They're interested in learning more about composting, right? And that's, for one, we don't use any sort of pesticides or chemicals in the community garden. So we want to be able to cut costs in terms of, our inputs for our fertilizer so we can grow healthier and high yielding crops. And so we're going to be engaging and starting a composting program that will allow us to do that by cutting costs, but also we're again just good stewards of our environment by lowering our carbon footprint with using our waste, our fresh produce waste, and putting it back into the garden to grow nutritious produce.
So tell us about the plan for creating opportunities for education and engagement so we can help with that footprint you spoke about.
Absolutely. So that's one of the biggest things that we're going to focus on is education. We want to be able to empower these communities, starting with Killington, in various ways, right? We think there's plenty of opportunities for, sort of intergenerational workshops where, it's an older community. However, there are a lot of grandkids that come to the community to visit. And there are some who still live there. And we think this is a place where multiple generations can kind of engage and get back to the heritage of Killington, right? And at the same time, we're growing nutritious produce for the community and eradicating food deserts because it gives them access to healthy and nutritious foods. So absolutely.
So that is wonderful. How are you building a social hub for the community?
Yeah, so it's just the event we had this past last Tuesday, where we brought bags of sweet potatoes, some hot sauce that Lucille's 1913 created. It was a whole bag of goodies, and we got to just sort of hang out before their Thanksgiving lunch, and it was just a space for everybody to congregate. Plenty of us who are kind of new to these communities, we get to learn the rich heritage, right? As I was sitting there and, the founder of 1913, Chris Williams was sitting there and talking to the members, we found out that we had some distant relatives in that community, right? So it's just a space for many folks to congregate and engage, and you'll get to learn some exciting and rich history in Killington. And we hope we can replicate that throughout Fort Bend.
Well, we are super excited. I think we're going to have him in the show on Tuesday. But I wanted to talk to you because you mentioned something, and I am a foodie. Everybody that watches knows when it comes to food, you got me already. So I was quite proud of myself this Thanksgiving. I actually cooked my first batch of mustard greens.
Great.
And they ate them, and they said they were good. So I have to ask you, hot sauce or no hot sauce with your greens?
Definitely hot sauce. Absolutely. And Chris will talk more about their hot sauce, the blueberry hot sauces they make, but you definitely got to have the hot sauce. Mine preferably is Louisiana.
Okay, because I was going to say Tabasco, Louisiana. This Louisiana girl needs to know what you putting on them greens.
Louisiana for sure. We got to hook you up with some greens from Killington Farms. We'll have to get you some one of these next couple of Saturdays that we're out there.
Well, I will definitely receive those. Christmas is right around the corner, so don't tempt me.
That's exactly right.
You say you want to reduce barriers for participation. How so?
Right. Yeah. So I think, oftentimes we take for granted people's, accessibility issues. And, one of the things that we've learned by collecting data and getting input from, from members, community members, that some may not have, access to transportation, even though if it is, relatively close to their home. We can't take for granted that there may be transportation issues. We have an elderly population, so we have to think about if we're going to have them engage and taking part in the community garden, what role do they play, right? We have to make it more friendly. We can't expect, our senior members to be, bent over and, digging sweet potatoes, right? And so one of the things that we plan to do is to make it more senior friendly and give them an active role in the garden. We're going to, be creating some raised beds, which makes it much easier for our elderly population.
Wow, that is so thoughtful and so kind. I might not be quite part of the senior group, even though the grade might say something different, but I would appreciate that help when I come.
No, that's right. No, we're creating something special here, and look forward to, keeping you all in the loop in terms of the progress we make. But we're gonna, create something special in this community, and hopefully we can replicate throughout Fort Bend, and hopefully others can take it throughout the other communities, similar across the country.
Well, I'm extremely excited. What can you tell us about the long-term vision for growth and impact? If you can just give us a quick update on that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're starting to track more our metrics. So, we've been doing this for a while, but we're starting to get very granular, so we can communicate the impact we are making, right? So, a lot of folks want the data and know, how we can justify, the dollars that are being spent. And so we're starting to do just that long term, and that will, offer us, sustainability long term to be able to continue funding, right? But also sustainability in terms of having a more regenerative approach to the practices we take for growing our produce out at the gardens. So, yeah.
Well, we want to thank you, Courtney Grigsby, for teaching us how to warm our bellies with those greens and hot sauce. And we want to thank Fort Bend County Farms and Garden Program he's a Fort Bend County Farms and Program Manager, and our Thursday Family Fun Day guest. We'll have more information about the program after the show, but we have to take a quick commercial break, guys. We'll be back in 60 seconds with Sharday and I and some hot news and topics.
Thank you so much.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
That one day at PE when they were yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much that helped me. I finally knew that I had somebody.
All right, well, welcome back. We are going to wrap things out for the last time when Linda and I in 2024 with news and announcements that you need before we wrap out this semester. Kicking things off, there will be a Olaf's Wonderland at our HCC Southeast campus. Student Life is presenting a winter celebration, and students are encouraged to bring their families for this extravaganza of food, music, and fun for all ages. It'll be happening tonight, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at HCC Eastside's Learning Hub. So it's inside, if you were wondering. Details will be posted after the show.
We will have student juried exhibitions at HCC Southwest. This exhibition and recreation will celebrate West Loop and Stafford students working in drawing, painting, design, ceramics, sculpture, life drawing, art metals, digital art, and photography. The exhibition is through December the 6th at the Stafford Fine Arts Center Gallery. The exhibition is free, so you can go. Check out our post after the show.
All right. Well, there's a pajama jam. You heard that. And I probably have not said that in a very long time. So HCC's Music Entertainment Student Association, better known as MESA, is hosting a pajama jam tonight. So suit up and show up. It'll be happening from 6 to 9 p.m. at our HCC Spring Branch campus. Check the post after the show for details.
Financial aid for spring is available. Don't let costs hold you back. With spring 2025 just around the corner, students can make sure they're set up for success by exploring financial aid options to help cover their educational expenses. From grants and scholarships to loans and work-study programs, there are resources available to help cover costs. So don't let costs hold you back. Check out the post after the show for more registration information.
All right. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, graduation is next week. And so what that means is that we'll be planning for it. And that means that we will not be airing Up to the Minute Thursday, December 12th and Friday, December 13th. However, we will broadcast Best of HCCTV episodes. So remember, we'll be returning for some of our last episodes of the year on Monday, December 16th.
Now, once you've secured that financial aid, spring registration has begun. Registration for spring semester is going on right now, with classes being offered in a variety of programs and in various semester lengths. HCC courses are also offered in a range of modalities, including online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid, both face-to-face and partially virtual, in-person and hybrid labs. To learn more about how to cover those HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, visit us at your favorite hccs.edu/apply.
All right. Well, coming up for Film Friday, we'll welcome Miss Takes Clubs right here in Houston, and in honor of Pearl Harbor Day, the Pacific War Museum will return to talk about what it is like to be a child in what it was like to be a child in Hawaii on that dreadful day. Thanks so much for joining us for this edition of Up to the Minute. We'll see you next time.